My maid stole my identity and fell in love with Lee Morbai, who was staying at the Prime Minister's residence. She became pregnant with his child in secret. When Lee Morbai won first place in the imperial examinations, he came to propose marriage. My father agreed. In despair, my maid threw herself into a well, killing herself and the unborn child. On our wedding night, Lee Morbai realized I was not the woman he loved. He quietly investigated and concluded that I had grown jealous and driven her to death. For the next 10 years, he rose rapidly using the Prime Minister's influence. On the surface, he was gentle and devoted to me, but when my family was framed for treason, he struck while we were down, got my father wrongfully executed, and had the entire Nan family exiled. I was tortured by him until, in the bitter cold of winter, he threw me into an icy lake to drown. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day he came to propose. 01. The bone-chilling cold and the suffocation of near-death still lingered in my body. Pale-faced, my teeth chattering softly, I stared silently at my young face in the mirror, plotting how to kill Lee Morbai. I knew he would come to propose today, in a grand, public manner, for all the world to see. Everyone said the new top scholar had fallen in love at first sight with the Prime Minister's daughter, a match made in heaven. In truth, the one he'd fallen for was my maid, Jingqiu. Lee Morbai was a distant relative of my Nan family, so he'd stayed at the residence while preparing for the exams. My father valued talent and treated him with respect. My elder brother had even mentioned him, saying he had the makings of a top scholar. Jingqiu grew ambitious. She pretended to be me and approached him again and again. The two quickly fell in love, and she even conceived his child. I felt no affection for Lee Morbai, but I knew it would be a good marriage. A young top scholar, talented in his own right, with my father's support, his future would be limitless. Besides, he came from a poor family, with only an old mother. He would have to rely entirely on the Prime Minister's house, so no one would dare wrong me. So when my parents asked, I agreed. But this time, when mother's personal nurse came for me, she said, Master Lee has come to propose to your maid Jingqiu. Madam says you may decide for yourself. I knew at once. Lee Morbai had also been reborn. 02. Jingqiu had taken 3 days of sick leave. In truth, her pregnancy was unstable. She dared not exert herself and stayed in bed all day, missing her chance to explain to Lee Morbai. I took Nurse Chen to the side chamber to see her. She didn't show her pregnancy yet, only looked unwell. I said, the new top scholar wants to marry you. Her face lit up with joy. Then she grew shy and flustered, not daring to meet my eyes. She was terrified I would question her about Lee Morbai, but I asked nothing. I had another maid, Ming Chan, dress her up and take her to the main hall to meet the guest. When Lee Morbai saw her, he froze for a moment, then his eyes turned red. He hadn't seen her in 10 years. When he looked at me again, his gaze was filled with hatred. My hatred was no less than his. I'd meant to hide it, but the moment I saw him, everything from my past life crashed down on me. My father beheaded, my mother dead on the road to exile, my elder brother losing a leg, my sister-in-law killing herself to preserve her honor, 2 nephews, 1 dead, 1 injured, my family destroyed, all because of Lee Morbai. My rage surged too violently to conceal. Lee Morbai tensed. I knew he'd seen it, but I didn't care. I said, Jingqiu is a servant of the Nan family. I wonder when the top scholar took a fancy to her. Still, a gentleman helps others fulfill their wishes. Since you wish to marry her, I, as her mistress, have no reason to refuse. I handed Jingqiu her indenture contract. You are free. Tears of gratitude streamed down Jink's face. Lee Morbai's expression was complicated. He bowed to me and prepared to leave. I spoke again. Wait. 03. Lee Morbai turned back warily. At the door, a servant led in a physician. I pointed at Jingqiu. Please take this young lady's pulse. Physician Huang. Jingqiu panicked and hid behind Lee Morbai. Lee Morbai shot me a look of disappointment and disgust. There's no need. Mother saw what was going on. She ordered 2 strong maids to hold Jinkyu still. Afraid of harming the baby, Jinkyu did not resist, letting physician Huang check her pulse. Her lovely face turned deathly pale. Her pulse is a little unstable, but not dangerous. I will prescribe some medicine to calm the fetus, physician Huang said. Mother flew into a rage. You shameless thing. Jinkyu blushed deeply from shame and fear, about to kneel and beg forgiveness. Li Mobai held her back. You are no longer a servant here. You do not need to kneel to them. He turned to my mother. Madam Nan, Jinkyu is my fiancé. Please watch your words. He thought he was still the crown prince's trusted aide, the new emperor's favorite, that everyone must bow to him. Mother was so angry she smashed her teacup. My father looked at him coolly. What arrogance! Top scholar, daring to lecture the wife of the prime minister. Li Morbai's face stiffened. He'd come back to his senses. Besides an unstable fetus, is there anything else wrong? I asked. Physician Huang shook his head. No. I looked at Li Morbai. You heard. Your fiancé left this residence healthy and unharmed. If she dies or is maimed later, do not blame the Nan family. Furthermore, by law, a maid of this house who fornicates with an outsider without a matchmaker can be beaten to death outright. In other words, I could have killed Jinkyu openly. I had no reason to drive her to death in secret. Li Morbai understood. His expression turned doubtful. 04. My father told Li Morbai to get out. As he left, he ran into Zhao Sai's, who shouted eagerly, Uncle Nan, don't rush to marry Sister Jinping to Li Morbai. Think of me. Li Morbai's face darkened. He stopped leaving. Zhao Sai's was the young master of the Duke Chengyan family, the empress's nephew. We'd known each other since childhood. He had 2 older brothers and 1 older sister, and was spoiled rotten by the whole family. Though arrogant and unruly, he was not useless. On a bet, he'd even placed 37th in the 2nd class in this exam. Noble children didn't need official rankings. He'd only done it to prove he wasn't a waste. In my past life, he'd come to propose, but I'd already agreed to Li Morbai. But I'd privately compared them. Marrying into the Duke's family would have been wonderful too. Kind elders, harmonious siblings. And Zhao Sai's was the type who lavished you with fun on ordinary days and shielded you from storms when trouble came. Events proved it. After my family fell, he gave up his idle life, got an official post through his family, and fought desperately for us. In the end, it was he who found the key evidence, cleared my father's name, and gave my family justice. I could never repay such a great kindness, not even with my life. Tears stung my eyes. Zhao Sai's froze. Wait, are you scared or happy? I giggled. You fool. Master Li is here to propose to Jinkyu. Why are you in such a hurry? Zhao Sai stared, then looked at Li Morbai in disbelief. After a long while, he muttered, Brother Li, you certainly have unique taste. Li Morbai's face turned even uglier. 05. My marriage to Zhao Sai's was settled. Li Morbai waited until I went out to speak to me. In your past life, you killed Jinkyu and paid the price. We are even. In this life, if you do not harm her and keep to yourself, I will not target the Nan family. Zhao Sai's is not a perfect match, but he is more than good enough for you. Forget me, live peacefully with him, put aside your evil thoughts, and stop trying to hurt Jinkyu. I will not hold it against you that you exposed her pregnancy and shamed her since you returned her indenture, but if you do not change your ways, do not blame me for being ruthless. He spoke from on high, his face cruel, his eyes cold as arrows, exactly like when he turned on me in my past life. But back then, he'd worn shoe brocade, jade boots, a priceless jade pendant at his waist, and a rare ivory hairpin, not the faded sky blue robe he wore now, with not a single valuable item on him. Half a man's dignity and authority came from his appearance. He looked like a powerless rabid dog, completely unaware that right now, he had nothing. He had no right to negotiate with me. I looked at him calmly. We are not even. He sighed, calling my given name, Jinping. Why must you? I never loved a spoiled, useless girl like you. Jinkyu told me everything. Your reputation for talent was all built by her and Ming-chan. You must have known about Jinkyu and me in your past life, but you went along with the lie to marry me, then drove her to death. Enough. You were my wife for 10 years. You should be satisfied. He truly was blind and foolish. In my past life, not only had Jinkyu stolen my identity, she'd copied my poems in secret, the qin I played, the paintings I made, even the chess games I played with my elder brother. She'd passed them all off as her own. It was understandable that Lee Moreby, deceived by her, thought she was a talented lady. But even after the truth came out, he still let her lead him by the nose. Was that not stupidity? Lee Moreby. I stared into his eyes, my face cold as frost. My father, my mother, my sister-in-law, my nephew, 4 lives. You cannot just say we are even. And my unborn child. During those 10 years, I conceived 4 times, miscarried 4 times, and was left barren forever. Every single one of these wrongs, and he dared say we were even. I smiled coldly. Lee Moreby, you and I will fight to the death. 06. My father already disliked Lee Moreby, but I poured oil on the fire. This man is deeply scheming and immoral. He came to propose to my maid. Yet he made a huge public spectacle instead of keeping it quiet. Everyone thought he was marrying the Prime Minister's daughter, only to end up marrying her maid. If not for size, I would be the laughingstock of the capital. He is the Emperor's personally appointed top scholar. He should not act so recklessly. Yet he did. I suspect he has already joined father's political enemies. Please be careful. Father, my father took my words to heart. I told the Crown Prince much the same. In a tone of complaint and confusion, the Crown Prince immediately formed a bad impression of Lee Moreby. The Crown Prince was Zhao Sai's cousin, so we were on familiar terms. When he heard I was betrothed to Zhao Sai, the Crown Prince was delighted. You should thank Lee Moreby. If not for him, Sai wouldn't have rushed to propose. He added, Sai, what do you want? I'll give you a wedding gift. Zhao Sai did not hold back. That hot spring manor you have outside the capital. The Crown Prince was shocked at his shamelessness. Do you know how much that manor is worth? Zhao Sai said shyly. Jinping is afraid of the cold. Yes, I was afraid of the cold. Lee Moreby knew that too. That was why he chose the death I feared most. 07. Lee Moreby and Jink's wedding was set for late June, rushed, but necessary. Her belly would show if they waited any longer. How lively his wedding to me had been in my past life. How cold his wedding to Jinkyu was in this one. A new top scholar should have been the center of attention, but everyone knew he had offended the Prime Minister. No one wanted to cross the Prime Minister for a young man with an uncertain future. What was more, the top scholar was normally given a post in the Hanlin Academy, yet for some reason, the second and third place scholars received appointments. Only Lee Moreby got no imperial edict at all. Their wedding was held in a small rented courtyard. Lee Moreby spent a fortune. He hired outside caterers, 5 taels per table, 10 tables total, even borrowed space from neighbors. Not a single official came, only 2 tables of neighbors. I heard Lee Moreby's face stayed dark the entire time. He blamed my father. He waited for me at a jewelry shop after 10 years of marriage. He knew me too well. You think I rose to high office in my past life because of your father? He snapped. His Highness the Crown Prince favored me because we shared the same politics, the same interests. Because I had real talent, the ability to help him rule. He mocked me. Ignorant woman, narrow-minded. You think this can stop me? In my past life, my father had recommended him. His policy essay won the Crown Prince's favor. My father guided him personally. He worked hard, and quickly stood out. He was right about one thing. He did have real talent. But so what? I called the shopkeeper. Why is a beggar allowed inside? He was thrown out, his face red with rage. 08. Lee Moreby never got to see the Crown Prince. Even with his great talent, even with his flowery policy essay, A man in his position could not meet the crown prince without an introduction, but I had underestimated him. He attached himself to chief eunuch Deng Rusheng. He even recognized him as adopted father, and promised the first son Jingqiu bore would take Deng's surname and be raised by him. Li Morbai's 60-year-old mother was so angry she fell ill. Jingqiu supported him. His policy essay finally reached the crown prince's desk as he wished, but the crown prince did not read it. He had it thrown away. The crown prince detested him, recognizing a eunuch as father, selling his own child, no scholar's integrity at all. Deng Rusheng still got Li Morbai a low 7th-rank post. Small as it was, many families were willing to associate with him. For the chief eunuch's sake, the 70th birthday of the old lady of the Sui family, General Zhenwu, was one such occasion. They invited the Li couple. I saw Jingqiu at the banquet. Her belly was already showing. She wore loose blue-green silk, poor material. The phoenix hairpin on her head was one I had given her as a reward. She blushed when I looked at her. People whispered. I don't know what the top scholar was thinking. Marrying a maid, right? She's plain-looking, no grace, all timid. Look at her dress, even my maid wouldn't wear it. Someone even called directly to her. Hey, aren't you going to greet your old mistress? They looked down on Jingqiu, and envied her too. Li Morbai was brilliant, handsome, in both lives. Many women had fancied him. No one expected he would end up marrying a lowly maid. Jingqiu hung her head, twisting her skirt again and again, then she could bear it no longer. She glanced up quickly at me, walked over. Miss, I know you hate me, her eyes red, but you can't turn everyone against me to insult me. I am the top scholar's wife. I laughed. Why would I hate you? My husband is first in the exams. Yours is only 37th in the second class. You're noble, I'm just a maid. My husband is better than yours. Of course you're jealous. She had her own twisted logic. I smiled. You think too much. A top scholar is impressive, but not rare. Since the dynasty began, we've had 56 of them. Another will come in 3 years. You don't have to act like everyone craves the title. Besides, I looked her up and down, smirking. I could never live such a poor life. 09. The whole hall burst out laughing. Jingqiu burst into tears and tried to run. Sui Nuan stopped her, glowering at me. Shut up. Don't cause trouble at my family's banquet. She's with child. She was General Zhenwu's niece, and had always competed with me for the title of the capital's top talented lady. She wasn't really sticking up for Jingqiu, she just took every chance to snap at me. But my eyes burned, my voice softened without me meaning it to. Fine, for your sake, I won't argue with her. Sui Nuan stared as if she'd seen a ghost. Nan Jinping, are you mad? In my past life, the Sui family had fallen with mine, caught in the treason case. The difference was, the Sui family was not innocent. Sui Nuan's uncle, General Zhenwu, had truly colluded with Princeton, opening the gates to the capital when the prince attacked. When Princeton was defeated, the general was shot dead. The entire Sui family was executed. But because Sui Nuan looked a little like Jingqiu, Li Morbai spared her and took her into his household. She pretended to hate me, but secretly helped me many times. When I was dying of illness and Li Morbai refused to send for a doctor, she deliberately made herself sick and tricked the doctor into giving her medicine for me. When Li Morbai threw me into the icy lake, she tried to jump in after me. Stopped by Li Morbai, she shouted to me, Nan Jinping, hold on, Zhao Sais has already cleared your family. Your brother will be back soon. Don't die. Who will I fight with if you're gone? But I still died. I couldn't hold on. I stood up. Jingqiu flinched back. I ignored her and hugged Sui Nuan. I declare, you are now the capital's top talented lady. I, Nan Jinping. Concede. Sui Nuan shuddered. Nan Jinping, stop, I'm scared. 10. Jingqiu left before the banquet ended. I chased after her. She backed away warily. What do you want? She protected her belly. I smiled softly. Have you noticed you look a little like Sui Nuan? Though Sui Nuan is prettier, more graceful. more talented, and from a better family. But I hear the Sui elders don't think much of Li Mobai. Her face drained of color. You're sowing discord. You can ask Li Mobai yourself, I said. She fled in panic, tears in her eyes. I knew she wouldn't ask. She was just a maid sold by her parents. She had betrayed her mistress. She had no one but Li Mobai. Whether I spoke the truth or not, she dared not question him. She would only watch secretly, and find that Li Mobai did look at Sui Nuan differently. A pregnant woman's mind was already sensitive. Every small sign would be magnified. She would have no peace. A person's energy was limited. If Li Mobai had to calm and care for her, he would be less thorough in everything else. I turned. Sui Nuan was standing behind me, frowning. What did you say to her? She looks terrified. Nothing. Why are you acting so strange today? I did not explain. I only said quietly, your uncle seems to be meeting with someone. Tell your father to be careful. She stared at me in terror. I held her hand. Serious. This concerns your whole family. Keep it secret. I could say no more. The rest was up to their luck. Sui Nuan was frightened and left at once to find her father. 2 months later, the two Sui brothers fell out completely. It was said the general had tried to arrange a marriage for Sui Nuan for his own gain. The fight was bitter. They split the family, vowing never to see each other again. I was relieved. Sui Nuan's father was sensible. Living under the same roof as the general, he would surely find clues if he looked, cutting ties early even if they were dragged down later. They would not meet the same fate as in my past life. Sui Nuan invited me to Zuatian house and gave me an expensive set of hair ornaments. My father says it's a thank you. I took them without hesitation. Her attitude toward me had changed. She even spoke her heart to me, that Li Mobai, every time he sees me, he looks at me strangely. Once he even called me Nuan Nuan. My brother yelled at him and chased him away. Sui Nuan's father was a lecturer in the Hanlin Academy, whom the Crown Prince enjoyed listening to. Li Mobai was probably trying to win him over. After all, his adopted father Deng was not helping much. He still could not win the Crown Prince's favor. Having once stood at the height of power, he had no patience to wait years. Noise suddenly came from the opposite room, a familiar voice. Sui Nuan, and I opened the door. It was Li Mobai and Zhao Sai's. Li Mobai had somehow learned the Crown Prince was at Zuatian house and followed him here. The guards would not announce him, and they had fought. The Crown Prince heard the commotion and sent Zhao Sai's out to handle it. Zhao Sai's already disliked Li Mobai. He was about to hit him. Then he saw me, and his expression softened at once. Sister Jinping, you're here too. His face had been fierce a moment ago. Now he smiled like a spring breeze. Their roast pigeon is amazing. You must try it. He was in the mood to chat about food. Sui Nuan answered casually. Fine, we'll order them later. I'm treating Sister Jinping today, name whatever you want. Zhao Sai's happily listed a few dishes. Li Mobai, drunk and furious, snapped. I said I need to see His Highness. Zhao Sai sneered. Do you think the Crown Prince sees just anyone? Get out of here and stop bothering Sister Jinping. Li Mobai's rage turned on me. Nan Jinping, did you say something to the Crown Prince? He would never ignore my essay if he read it. You're just holding a grudge and slandering me in front of him. Sui Nuan stared at him in disbelief. What are you talking about? This has nothing to do with Jinping. Li Mobai's tone softened when he spoke to her. Nuan, Miss Sui, stay away from Nan Jinping. She's evil, untalented, and jealous. You're better than her in every way. She'll hurt you someday. Sui Nuan blushed with anger. You're insane. 12. I didn't get angry at all. Li Mobai losing his temper like this only meant he was breaking down. But it wasn't enough. I asked, what essay? The one the Crown Prince threw away. Zhao Sai's. Probably. I don't know for sure. But if Sister Jinping says it was thrown away, it was. If it wasn't, I'll make him throw it later. We exchanged a smile, warm and affectionate. Li Mobai lost all reason. Nan Jinping, don't push your luck. Did I not warn you not to play tricks? You don't take me seriously at all." He had confused his past and present lives. He still thought he was the powerful minister, and I was the broken, helpless girl at his mercy. He raised his hand to hit me. He never would have reached me. Zhao Sai's kicked him the second he moved. But I screamed anyway and threw myself backward. We were near the stairs. I tumbled all the way down, no serious injuries, but my forehead split open. Blood ran down my face. Looking terrifying, Zhao Sai's was sharp. He struck first. "Li Mobai, how dare you assault the Prime Minister's daughter in public?" His voice was loud enough for half the restaurant to hear. Before Li Mobai could defend himself, Zhao Sai's picked him up like a chick and threw him off the second floor. I stayed home recovering for half a month. My father went to the emperor, weeping and accusing Li Mobai's cruelty. The duke's family backed him up. Sui Nuan's father joined in. Several censors impeached him one after another. In the end, the crown prince said one sentence: "This man's character is vile. He is unworthy to be the emperor's student." The emperor stripped Li Mobai of his top scholar title and his official post. Li Mobai became the first top scholar in dynasty history to be dishonored, a dubious place in history. 13. I didn't expect Li Mobai would still ask to see me. I brought a maid who knew martial arts and ordered, "If Li Mobai lays a hand on me, kill him immediately." But Li Mobai didn't have the courage. After being thrown from the restaurant, he'd broken a leg. Without proper treatment, he was left lame. He limped toward me, still wearing that faded sky blue robe, patched at the cuffs. Jinping. He looked haggard, unshaven, thin. Nothing like the confident top scholar he'd been. I was blind. I was deceived. Jingqiu has been lying to me all along. She only knows a few characters. She can't write poems, paint, or play the qin. The one I've always loved is you. Jinx's lies could only last so long. Living together, her true self showed easily. I know you still have feelings for me. You used Nuan to tear us apart. That proves you care. Jinping. He called to me tenderly. You've already taken my title. Your anger must be gone. I promise. I will marry you, willingly. We'll live well. I'll make you a first-rank noble lady, the most envied woman in the capital. Men and their confidence. I stared at him, speechless. What about Jingqiu? He lit up at my response. She tricked me into marriage. I already owe her nothing. Since she's pregnant, I'll keep her as a concubine. She used to wait on you anyway. She can continue. I burst out laughing. Li Mobai, in your past life, you waited 10 years to avenge Jingqiu. I thought your love for her was deeper than the sea, higher than the mountains. But this is all it is. For wealth and power, you'd demote your wife to a concubine. You think I'm that desperate? You're a nobody now, penniless. Why would I choose you over the duke's son? His face paled, then flushed with rage. I kept twisting the knife. You said you rose to power without my family. Now you see the truth. You're just a gigolo. Without the Prime Minister's house, you're nothing. This is as far as you'll ever go. With us standing in your way, you will never reach the crown prince. You will never amount to anything. 14. Li Mobai kept quiet for a long time after that. Until Princeton arrived in the capital. Princeton was the emperor's youngest brother, only 4 years older than the crown prince. Compared to the hard-working crown prince, he was the opposite, untalented, lazy, always fooling around. But it was all an act. In my past life, no one saw his ambition until he raised his army. Princeton's fief was Anyang. He could not enter the capital without permission, except during the new year, to visit his mother, Dowager Consort Mu. They were deeply close. In my past life, he only rebelled after she died. My spies reported. Li Mobai had secretly sworn allegiance to Princeton. I breathed a sigh of relief. Li Mobai didn't disappoint me. Having tasted power, how could he be content being a commoner? If the crown prince wouldn't have him, Princeton would. No one knew better than he did that Princeton would rebel in 10 years, and nearly take the throne. In my past life, He had risked his life to sneak into the rebel camp, turned prince and against his advisor, and broke their army. He was the hero who put down the rebellion. That was why no one doubted him when he accused my father. He even knelt outside the palace for hours, bleeding from his forehead, begging for my family's life. We weren't executed because he gave up all rewards to save us. What a loyal, loving man. Who could have guessed he was two-faced? 15. I didn't tell the crown prince about Prince's future rebellion, without proof. Accusing royalty would only make him hate me. Besides, Princeton, despite his foolish act, was kind to the crown prince. He'd even saved his life. The crown prince doted on his little uncle and would not tolerate slander. Lee Morby knew this. He wasn't afraid I'd report him. He even wanted me to. A rebellion 10 years in the future had no trace now. He was confident that, without me blocking him, Princeton would seize the throne, and he, as the key supporter, would become second only to the emperor. I didn't tell the crown prince, but I told my father. I said I'd had a terrible nightmare. He thought I was overthinking, until I predicted several small events that came true. Then he took me seriously. After arriving, Princeton acted as he always did, socializing with officials under the pretense of fun. My father loved ancient paintings, so Princeton gave him one every year. This year, he offered The Rivers and Mountains by Wang Guanxian, in my past life. This painting was the proof that my father colluded with Princeton. Hidden inside the scroll was a letter from Princeton bribing my father. It hadn't been there originally. Lee Morby had planted it during the chaos. The painting was real, the letter was real, but the crime was fake. My father couldn't defend himself. This time, warned by me, my father refused the gift outright. He even took all the old paintings Princeton had given him, sold them to other painting-loving ministers during the New Year's banquet, and donated every coin to the border soldiers. The emperor praised him for his integrity and loyalty. Other ministers had to donate too. Unwillingly, Lee Morby saw all the prime minister's moves, and didn't care. What did it matter to keep distance from Princeton? Once Princeton took the throne, and Lee Morby became his right hand, crushing the prime minister's house would be nothing. 16. On the first month of the year, Jingqiu gave birth to a son. Lee Morby took the baby to Deng Rushing II. He was born. Now his whole family depended on Deng. Without an official post, he worked as a laborer in Deng's shops. Jingqiu had to wash clothes for money just a month after giving birth. Her fingers were red and swollen.
Who acted 7 or 8 years later. Lee Morby couldn't wait that long. He moved early. Still using slow poison, it would take roughly a year to kill her, but I had it switched to lethal poison. Why would Princeton's retainer murder his mother? The crown prince dug deeper, and found Lee Morby. He discovered Lee Morby had followed Princeton to Anyang. His wife confessed willingly. Before leaving, Lee Morby had given her a book of accounts to guard carefully, saying they would soon rise to glory. The records detailed Princeton's secret dealings with officials in the capital and across the realm. The sums were staggering. The crown prince understood everything at once. He first placed General Zhenwu under guard, then sent riders day and night to reach Anyang before Prince An. They raided the prince's mansion, seized imperial robes he'd secretly made, and uncovered hidden soldiers and weapons, undeniable proof of treason. Prince An and his men were captured on the road and brought back to the capital. Lee Morby's dream of being second only to the emperor was nipped in the bud by me. He had been too confident. I had no proof, but I could plant it. 18. The night before Lee Morby's execution, I visited him in prison. He leaned dazedly against the wall, banging his head again and again, muttering, "Wrong, wrong. Where did it go wrong? It shouldn't be like this, shouldn't be." He barely reacted when he saw me, letting out a bitter laugh. "You came to laugh at me. I came to let you die knowing the truth." He jolted, staring at me in disbelief. "It was you." He shook his head. "Impossible. You couldn't have known about that account book. It only appeared 10 years later. In my past life, that book had existed. After Princeton's fall, Lee Morby had hidden it instead of turning it in. He wanted to use it to control officials tied to the prince. He had also never told me how the dowager really died. Sui Nuan told me, I said quietly. You used her as a substitute, you told her everything, and she told me everything. The account book was a fake. The day I returned, I'd written down everything I remembered from my past life, not every detail, but enough. Li Mobai burst out laughing. So that's how it was. I was defeated by the woman I loved. He laughed until tears came. I smiled too. Don't insult Sui Nuan. What right do you have to love her? And you have no idea how smoothly my plan went. Because Jingqiu worked with me. Jingqiu, he roared. That bitch. What did I ever do to her? She was a maid who married a top scholar. What more could she want? Bitch. Bring her to me. Bring her here. I'm afraid she can't come, I said. For exposing your treason, the crown prince spared her life. She's already married a wealthy merchant from another province and left. Too bad about your old mother. She didn't even live to see the family executed. You killed her with your own ambition. He froze. Then flew into a rage. You vicious woman. My mother never wronged you. Why did you kill her? I'll kill you. What are you saying? I said. You killed your mother. You're the one who rebelled. What's that got to do with me? He sank helplessly to the ground, eyes empty, only 2 dirty tears rolling down his cheeks. I turned and took 2 steps, then looked back. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. Your adopted father, Deng Rusheng. He was working for me too, 19, half a year after Li Morbai's death. Zhao Sais and I were married. Sui Nuan later sent me 10,000 taels of silver as a gift, thanking me for saving her entire family. On our wedding night, he asked me, just if, Li Morbai had asked to marry you that day, would you have said yes? I lied calmly, without a flinch. Of course not. He's nothing compared to you. Why would I choose him? Besides, I've always known you've liked me since we were little. He blushed. Hey, then why didn't you ever say anything? Because my love only began on our wedding day. I asked. Why ask that all of a sudden? I had a dream. He kissed me. It scared me to death. But luckily, it was only a dream.